In this video, I'm going to make crackling cornbread, and this is the first time Kevin and I have ever had this before. This recipe is from the 1985 Southern Living. This is their annual recipes book. So these are really cool books if you've never seen one, because everything that came out in 1985, they put in this book. And they did that. I don't know that they still do it, but they did that for years and years. And so this recipe, crackling cornbread, is from Barbara Carson in Hollywood, Florida. I am going to do a couple of things a little bit different, but the ingredients are going to be the same. So you need 2 cups of cornmeal, which we have in here. Normally we buy the Martha White brand of cornmeal. You need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half teaspoon of salt. You need 2 eggs beaten, 2 cups of buttermilk, a 1/4 cup of bacon drippings. And I know you can buy bacon drippings. It gave us an excuse to make bacon, so we actually just had bacon. And then you need 1 cup of cracklings. So we bought the Kroger brand. These are a traditional flavor, and these are pork crackling strips.
Pork rinds.
Not pork rinds. Not pork rinds. These are pork crackling. You need to make sure it says that. So what you want to do, you want to preheat your oven to 450, which we've done. She wants you to grease a 9-inch square baking pan. We're not going to do that. I always cook my cornmeal in a cast iron skillet. This is a 10.5-inch cast iron skillet. I have greased it really well with the vegetable spray, Great Value vegetable spray, and just spray it in there. I'm going to bake mine in there. So mine recipes, that's the only place I'm going to differ, is I'm going to bake mine in a cast iron skillet instead. Okay, so you want to put your dry ingredients together, your cornmeal and your baking soda and your salt. Mix those together, and then we're going to pour in our eggs, buttermilk, and bacon grease. I'm going to take my pork cracklings and I'm going to squeeze this bag. I'm going to break them up. Might have to open it, let some of that air out. But I'll show you what they look like. They look like this. So we're going to break those. You need a cup, so that took almost the entire bag. But now these are in bigger pieces. I'm gonna pour these out on the counter and squash them. It was a good start in the bag, but it wasn't good enough. That's good enough. Now, like I said, Kevin and I have never had crackling cornbread. So if you have had this, I would like to know, where did you have it? Like, did you have it at a restaurant, or is this something your mom and dad made for you? Something grandma made for you? And when you have it, do you, are your pieces of cracklings this big, or should they be smaller? You'll have to let us know, because this is new to us. And really, the directions did not say. So you want to stir this in. We're going to pour it into our skillet. And now we are going to, she says to let this bake for 25 minutes. And that seems like, that sounds like about the right time that we bake ours anyway. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes, and then I'll let you know the total time that it took. So this is how the cornbread looks. It was in for 21 minutes is how long I left it. It looks terrific. And so cornbread is something you can absolutely eat it cold. I know people do, but my family has always liked to eat it when it's hot. And because we like to put butter on it. And so I'm just gonna show you how we cut it. Of course, it's not even at all, but that's okay. No big deal. This was one of those things I had in my childhood that we would have this with any meal. Like you could put cornbread with pork chops or anything because it's like, it's your bread and it's also very cheap to make.
Just not the crackling kind.
Just not the crackling kind, yeah.
Neither one of us have that.
No, we had regular cornbread, but not the crackling kind. So this is how it looks. It is very, very hot. And yeah, I can see the cracklings in there. So what I always do, I'll just show you how I prepare one of my pieces. I cut mine, I have always liked to cut mine like this. And then cut it in half. And you can see the cracklings in there even. And then I take my butter. And it's a healthy dose of butter. And then I put the top back on it and let it melt like that. But Kevin and I are going to be trying it with butter and without butter just so that we can really taste the cornbread itself. So we have one here with no butter at all. I haven't even cut it. Do you want me to cut it across like I do, or how do you want to try it?
Whatever you want to. Yeah,
there you go.
Big old hunk.
Do you want the knife or you? Okay. Yeah, the steam is rolling off of this. I don't feel like I got any cracklings in here, but you're gonna get that bacon grease in every bite. I've got a crackle in here on the bite.
You want to make your crackling smaller.
You do. Well,
it makes them like chewy, fatty pieces almost.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the texture of it when it's that big. Mm-hmm. So mine was, the piece I got was about the size of a postage stamp. And even that was too big. Mm-hmm. I listened to a lady who showed cracklings that are in one of those styrofoam, the bottom, and it's covered with like plastic wrap. She said, she's a Southern cook, and she said those were too hard. She said those are much too hard. So she had some in a clear bag, but who knows where she got those.
Yeah.
And when she showed the bag, she said these are much softer, but now you still don't want pork rinds. She said these are softer, but they were like broken up more. And Kevin recommended I use a food processor, but honestly, I was afraid that we would lose all the flavor at all if we did that. So that's why I didn't want to do that.
I'd say if you got them like this size,
mm-hmm.
like that size, you can't see it, but there's a really small piece, mm-hmm. that would be a good size. Because they turn like, well, they're basically pork fat and skin. Mm-hmm. So it turns back into that chewy.
It's chewy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the flavor. It does add a lot of flavor to it.
The first piece I got, if I hadn't have picked up that big pork crackling, I wouldn't have tasted it at all.
You wouldn't even know.
The second piece I got from the back, because I wanted to taste the crust, I didn't get any in that either.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting the crackling at all. Okay. Let's try it with butter, because I like cornbread needs some butter.
Yeah. See, I like it. I don't know that it makes any difference, honestly, between the cracklings and the bacon adding flavor and the cracklings adding flavor. Mm. I think the bacon grease adding just as much flavor as the cracklings do. Don't you?
Yeah, I do, because we've made it with bacon grease before. Mm-hmm. Because what you do is, normally I've made cornbread on the channel before. I've shared the recipe. You can add either butter or bacon grease. So you just put the same amount of bacon grease. You use butter, and we've done that many times before.
If you want a very plain cornbread, like you're going to put it in something else like stuffing or dressing or whatever, use butter.
That's what we do for.
But if you're going to actually eat it like this, like with food, use bacon grease because it tastes so much better.
Frankly, I'm going to be honest, I would not make this again.
Yeah, the crackling, even if you pulverize those cracklings into powder, I don't know. I do like the flavor of it. I just don't like these big cracklings in here.
I got a bite just now, and it did have a little bit of a crunchy texture, but it doesn't add as much flavor as I thought it would. But
no.
Like I said in the beginning of the video, I heard a guy on the radio, and he said Crackling Cornbread is the best cornbread I've ever had. He says the best cornbread you can eat. And I thought, I've never in my life seen it on a menu. Never heard of it, never had anybody that made it, so I wanted to try it. To me, I just don't think it's worth it. I do think adding bacon grease adds a lot of flavor, but I don't think...
And the butter.
And the butter. Butter, definitely. But I would not necessarily do the cracklings again.
It's just an extra step I don't think adds much to it.
They do, in this book, they have recipes for just regular skillet cornbread, which is what we always do.
Like pancake.
Skillet.
Yeah, they're frying it like a pancake.
I think you've done a recipe. We have a recipe on the channel. Brown beans and cornbread, and I don't remember how you did it that time. But Kevin, when he fries cornbread, it's like you're eating a piece of cake. It's like the most greasy... It's not healthy at all. Okay, so they have those. They have jalapeno cornbread. They have crackling cornbread, cornbread loaf, cornmeal waffles, southern cornbread muffins, Ozark spoon bread.
I could see adding some
and favorite corn sticks. Those are the ones for like cornbread type things they have. You can see doing what?
Adding jalapeno.
Jalapeno. But you can buy...
It's almost like hush puppies at that point.
You can buy mixes at the store that already have it mixed up for you, and all you have to do is add some milk or something like that. So you don't have to buy the cornmeal and have the eggs or all this other little things like we added the baking soda and all that. You could just buy a mix and do it that way, and it's probably just as good. Those Jiffy corn muffins...
Yeah, they're sweet.
They're sweet, but I'm telling you, they're absolutely delicious. But for me, I followed the directions as far as the ingredients go, and for me, this is a pass. I don't think it's bad at all, but I just don't think it's worth adding the cracklings, and that's why you're doing. That's what this was supposed to be about.
Yeah, it's an extra thing you have to buy and everything. It doesn't really.
It wasn't necessary. So if you've had crackling cornbread, if your family has made it for years and years,
if you're going during this video, wow, they really screwed that up.
Then tell us where did we mess up? Because we did follow her recipe exactly. Where did we mess up? Did we not put enough in there? She said a cup. We did a cup. Let us know if you saw some place where we could improve things. Let us know in the comments below. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.